You don't have to get to know 200 students. Do all 200 give you problems? What is the alternative? We can focus on what's wrong. We've got 200 students. How can I get to know them? I'm never going to get to know them. And that can be a reality. You can carry on saying that. I'm never going to get to know them. It's not going to work. There's too many students. God, how many different ways can you say that? This is too hard. There's 200 students. Nah, it doesn't work. You can go on and you can go on and you can convince yourself that there's no way forward with that. But it doesn't get us anywhere, does it? We're focusing on problems. We're not focusing on solutions. You might not be able to get to know 200 students every year closely. You might only be able to get to know 10. But is 10 not better than none? Yeah? Is 1 not better than none? When I started teaching, my tutor asked me why I went into teaching. Asked all of us as a class, about the same number of students here now. And the one comment that always sticks in my mind, I can't remember who said it, but somebody put their hand up and they said, if I can help one student in my teaching career, one, if I can change the life of one person, that's a successful career. So if you set your mind on helping just one person, then that's a start, isn't it? So in answer to your question, again, the 200 people, you probably won't get to know 200 people. 200 people aren't causing you problems. There's maybe 20% who are causing real problems, who are really switched off. Is that 40 kids over the year? You might only get to know 10 of them. But if you just get to know one, and we're actually going to be focusing on one very soon, then that is a start. And from then on, the tools and the techniques that you build up and the strategies that you build up for forming good relationships with that one child, you use for others. And you get better at this. But here's the thing. If you form a relationship, a trusting bond with one of the most disruptive kids in the school, it has a knock-on effect. It's a ripple effect. You get the ringleaders on your side, and that knocks on. Other kids start to see those ringleaders thinking you're all right, and they want a little bit of it as well. And gradually this ripple effect builds up. Your reputation spreads as somebody who really cares about these kids. And that's where you get these Pied Piper teachers walking down the corridor. Sir, sir, miss, can I have a word, can I have a word? Holding the door open for the ladies, saying hello to the gentlemen. They want to please, because you've reached out, you've touched them. I've got a friend who runs a funeral business in the UK. He took on a young lad last year as a driver. From a very early age, he was kicked out of his house. His mum and dad wanted nothing to do with him. He went from foster home to foster home to foster home. He was abused. And he started working for my friend a couple of years ago, last year. And I had a conversation with him. I said, what's changed for you? You know, because he's now you see him, he's very smart. I said, what was it that changed it for you? He said, it was one person changed my life. One person. It wasn't a teacher, it was a teaching assistant. A teaching assistant stretched out, spent time with that kid, showed him that he was of value, showed him that he was worth something, cared for him, tried to help him, tried to give him a step up, and gradually got his life on track to the point where my mate could come along to him and say, hey, you're a good lad, you come and work for me. One person changes the life of another person. And it's a ripple effect, it knocks on. So no, you might not be able to get to know 200 students. Doesn't matter, one's enough.